The AFC North. Okay, I know the Browns are there. I know the Bengals are there. But so are the Steelers and Ravens. And there are some great choices to get through. So we will pick some of those. You can also, we also will talk a little bit about Riggs Johnston, who is finishing in the top 15 tournaments for the Sun Devils. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Top of the hour, looking forward to this. Matt Ellis, who is the general manager of the Missoula Paddleheads, will join us. The Paddleheads just unveiled their brand new uniforms today. They are out and available. You can go check them out at gopaddleheads.com. Coulter and I, if you're watching on television, are each wearing a jersey. Welcome, Coulter. Nice to see you. Are each wearing Paddleheads jerseys right now. There are 5 new jerseys that go with the 5 logos and consequently 5 hats. So there's a whole bunch of different combinations, but they're very cool. I think, once again, a ton of thought and preparation going into the jerseys as well as, obviously into the logos, which did win the MILB new logo of the year. So we will talk with him about that and kind of all the things that are going on. And additionally, of course, about the baseball season itself, if it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and all that kind of stuff. So we will cover a whole bunch of territory today. And also, couple of updates for you. Yagi Selchuk, who went into the transfer portal from the University of Montana men's basketball team, he is transferred to Missouri Southern State. Okay, Missouri Southern State. We'll talk about that a little bit, as well as what the Schwain girls are going to be doing on the Lady Grizz basketball team. Their father, obviously, the track coach. They were great athletes in both of those. Quick update there. So there you go. That is our show outlook today. If you would like to listen live, please feel free. Go to the website, 1029ESPN.com. You listen live all the time thanks to Opportunity Bank, your local bank, your opportunity, and all guests when they join us do so via the Rangich Brothers RV phone line. Now, the thing that I'm most interested in today is that Coulter, Tommy tells me that he is going to that this is going to be, what did you say, Tommy, the most outside the lines, off the rails show of the year?
We are going to define the new boundaries
of sports talk radio,
of everything.
We talked about Shania Twain for 20 minutes yesterday.
No. That was baby stuff yesterday with Shania Twain. We've got some business to go over, and let me tell you something. There's no such thing today as, going all over the map.
That's right.
We're making a new map today, so you better gear up.
I like it. I love everything about this. I love what you said. We're going to just start doing it, and then we'll wait for your, influence, which is always welcome, Tommy. Coulter. Hey, man.
Hello.
How you doing? Everything okay? Did you run into traffic walking over here? What happened? Everything's all right?
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you just get summoned to the boss's office.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, it's a little ways down the hall.
It is a little ways down the hall.
Plus, you take 4 minutes to get through all this anyways.
I only took 4 minutes because I had to.
I'm not allowed to speak.
The people want to see you. People want to see you. All right,
well,
Coulter.
They get to see me twice. They got to see me in my Paddleheads jersey. They got to see me with my coffee. It's great.
Speaking of, it's a great opportunity. Every Friday we like to do this around here. Our Florence Coffee Company coffee break. Oh, yes. Boys and girls, it's a Friday. You take it easy. Now, here's the thing. Normally, I'd send you to the Florence Coffee Company right now. Can't do that because they're not open right now. They're doing truncated hours, again, in relation to doing their part to slow the spread or flatten the curve, as it were. But they're still open for business. You better believe it. So get into the Florence Coffee Company over the weekend this weekend. It's an Easter weekend. Treat yourself and go ahead and get in there. Get some coffee, get some tea. My children love to get the muffin tops, the lemon poppy seed muffin tops. They're fighting over that in the back. Anything I can do to get my children upset with one another over shared portions is what I'd like to do. And so the Florence Coffee Company always hooking us up on a Friday, so we appreciate them very much. It's your Friday afternoon Florence Coffee Company coffee break. New hours 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Florence Coffee Company kiosk. So make sure you get in there and get while the getting's good. The best coffee around, all over 20 locations around western Montana. Coulter, let's talk a little bit of football, shall we? Yesterday, the last 4 days, we've done our favorite players by division. Yesterday, we did, what do we do? The AFC South, right?
AFC South, you got it.
We stay in the American Football Conference, and we go to the AFC North. The AFC North is everything you think you know about the AFC North when you go through the players historically just becomes more true. It just becomes more true about what the AFC North is and how it's basically a two-horse race and sort of always has been. Let's start, though, Coulter, with the have-nots, and that being the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, look, the Bengals played in the Super Bowl. the Bengals all these teams have had some great and fun and memorable players over the years, some outstanding players. I think particularly defensively, while there have been guys that maybe have been viewed as unsavory, there have been some unbelievable players that have trafficked through, Cincinnati. Adam Pac-Man Jones, Vontaze Burfict, of course, various other guys, Dakito Spikes for many years, getting it done in Cincinnati. Tell me, what you go ahead.
Well, first of all, I don't know why. I don't know how to explain it. But the Cincinnati Bengals were an above-average franchise over the last 15 years. The Cincinnati Bengals made the playoffs 8 times under Marvin Lewis. The Cincinnati Bengals won the division we are speaking of right now 5 times between 2005 and 2015. That's half of the times they won this division. You say, because you never thought of it. And
No.
why is that?
Because they never won
Because
a playoff
they went
game.
one and done in the playoffs all 8 times. And they also they just have this.
I knew about the 8 playoff appearances and no wins. I had no idea that they from 05 to 2015. Okay, so not the last 5 years,
5-time division
but that they
champion.
were 5-time division champs.
They
Against
only finished
Houston
last in
Cincinnati.
this division once.
That's not surprising.
It's not. But they also, even in the years they didn't make the playoffs, they have 4 8-8 records. So the Cincinnati Bengals, under Marvin Lewis from 2003 through 2018, were actually only truly bad twice.
Yeah.
But we think of them as just truly bad. Why? I think there's so many things that go into it.
Well, there are a lot of things. I mean, one of the reasons is they're not in a market that gets in. They're not on primetime television very often, okay? Regardless of how good they are or aren't, you don't see a lot of Bengals games unless you are searching it out. I mean, they're not there, okay?
Yep.
So that's the first reason. The second reason is they are sort of, because they have been better than you think but also still middling, I think that there's, the bad teams sort of get a look. You're like, man, are the Lions going to go 0-16? Are the Browns going to win a game? All on down the line. There's a few franchises though that you just go, all right, I don't know, I don't really think about it, and maybe it's where we are. There's certain.
I think so much of it too, though, is just also the personalities associated with your franchise. I always wonder what would have happened to the Bengals under Marvin Lewis, because I think Marvin Lewis is a way better coach than people give him credit for. I always wonder what would have happened if Carson Palmer wouldn't have blown out his knee that first year that they made the playoffs. I think it was the third year of Marvin Lewis. They had built the thing. I mean, they had Chad Ochocinco. They had T.J. Houshmandzadeh. They had some good players. And then they had Carson Palmer, who still ended up being a very good player, but I thought could have been a really, really, really good player if he wouldn't have gotten hurt. And, I mean, he came back around. He remade himself with the Cardinals, and it was good there too, but he was definitely robbed of something because that was a really bad injury, to be sure. But then I think that one of the reasons why they've been so nondescript, especially in the second half of Marvin Lewis's tenure, is because they were just not thrilling. He's not that exciting of a coach. Andy Dalton is the least exciting good player in the league.
Yeah, but here, I want to just go back, though, to Carson Palmer, because you're right about that. I mean, Carson Palmer doesn't get hurt. He is on track to be an all-pro caliber quarterback and was a very good, I mean, he's a Pro Bowl quarterback many years over the course of time. When it was all said and done, turned out, his career in full, you go, wow, that was a good career, but it could have been a very good or even great career. Here's the thing that we don't know. Mike Brown's the owner of the Bengals. I don't even pretend to know the first thing about him or how he runs things, but I do know this. Their best player, and the guy who was fast-tracked, who could have been one of the best players in the league, retired to not have to play there anymore. I mean, he effectively quit, Carson Palmer. I mean, he's done, in order to then get out and then, unretire somewhere else. And I mean, they went to war, these two sides. And
yeah, but it's a great example of nepotism, right? The way the Bengals were run, and I mean, the family thing, and the fact that
sure, I mean,
jobs that maybe weren't deserved were passed along to kids, and I don't know. I mean
and that's not uncommon, right?
No, it's not. But I think that there are certain franchises though, and some of it always has to do with location. But there's also just certain franchises that have reputations that players just don't want to play there.
But I think Cincinnati is one. They're not some of the worst ones. Okay, they're not Washington. They're not Jacksonville.
Right.
They're not even, Cleveland, although maybe that's changed a little bit. But they are certainly low on the list of like places that guys want to go, and part of it is about Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, that's fine. But I think a lot of it is about the organization, and I think that's why average to better than average has been the absolute ceiling for this team. Nonetheless, some good players playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. Who's your favorite Bengal of all time?
Chad Ochocinco.
Okay.
Love him.
Not Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco, or are we taking the whole meal deal?
I'm taking the whole deal. I love him.
Okay.
He's hilarious.
He is hilarious. I mean, he's a show. Him and TJ Houshmandzadeh, right? I mean,
Yep.
they put on a show for a long time together in Cincinnati, and were one. I mean, I can't sit here and tell you, okay, well, circa 2006, who were all of the great, wide receiver combos in the NFL, but they were there. They were right there in the top 5, perhaps the best that you would ever find. So yeah, I'm with you on this.
Is Chad Johnson a Hall of Famer?
I know what you're doing right here. I don't know, man.
I don't really either. It's a very.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But he was a 6-time first-team All-Pro, over 11,000 yards receiving, 766 catches, 67 touchdowns. Those are all historically pretty favorable numbers. But as we know, a lot of inflated stats for receivers over.
And
the
other
last
thing
15
is,
years.
there is a logjam of wide receivers waiting to get into the Hall. And so the numbers are one thing, but especially in the NFL, your position matters.
Right. Years that most people did not think were better than him, but he was ever in the minds of America, he was better because of how visible he made himself, how much personality.